You know what time it is. It is Friday, Cinco de Mayo, from the Battle of La Puebla, Mexico, against the French. They tried to take advantage. They got their asses kicked. We are here. This is the sports broadcast of the Astra boys. I am Casey Walton. Here on my right
is the original T.I.
And here on my left
is Joe Hooters.
And we are broadcasting straight up from, well, what does that Astra mean? Kansas. Well, no, actually it's Latin for to the stars or something like that.
To the stars, but it's on the Kansas flag.
It's on the Kansas flag.
There we go.
Yeah. So even though you see the openings, you know, we talk about all kinds of sports from all around the metro area. Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, you know, we're like right on the state line, so we could actually pretty much walk to Missouri. And we're that close.
I don't want to do that.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'm just saying.
That's just ridiculous.
It'd be possible.
It's still far.
Catch a bus. We
walking.
can catch a bus to Missouri. That might be reasonable.
Or a 5-minute drive over there.
A little 5-minute drive.
They need to do that monorail from Kansas City.
Oh,
Missouri
the monorail.
You can get a bird. You could rent a bird off the street.
Argentine,
oh, the
Kansas.
bird. Yeah, the bird. Mm-hmm. Have you rode a bird before?
I rode it a couple times, and then I felt ridiculous being on it because, I mean...
Yeah, grown-ass men should not be riding on those stupid-ass little birds. I don't care how far away it is. Have I ridden one? No. Will I? I don't know, man. I guess. Maybe if it's so far away, but it's going to be dark at night, and nobody can see me.
Yeah, Anissa and I tried to ride one in St. Louis when we were going to the game down there, and for whatever reason, it didn't work. I don't know, maybe it wasn't charged up or something, but...
You have to you have to pay for it. They're not free, so you just don't grab them. You gotta click on an app.
We actually paid for it and it didn't work. So
maybe you downloaded the wrong app.
Who knows?
So there's a weight limit on there, Joe. And then once you
that's jacked up. I'm gonna tell Anissa what you said.
maybe two of you guys try to do 2 for 1.
No.
All right, welcome to the Astra Boys podcast. Today we'll be talking about you said taking. Talking about the latest Chiefs NFL draft results to the Royals and Sporting KC struggles. We've got you covered. And if you're looking for a glimmer of hope in the Kansas City sports scene, we'll also be talking about the Kansas City's KC Current's recent winning streak. We'll be discussing the Hunter Dickinson transfer and diving into the NBA playoffs, like who's left in the race for the championship. And for our local softball fans, we know you're out there. We'll be giving you the inside scoop of our Smoketown red shirts. By the way, we are all wearing, well, I guess I'm the only idiot. I didn't get that memo. Okay, I would have wore my Smoketown jersey. I was told in a text message that we were all going to be wearing 3 different red shirts, softball jerseys. So I'm wearing J7, Johnny's on 7th Street, red shirts.
So for our viewers at home, I'm going to go ahead after we're done with the show, and I'm going to post the text in between us where he was clearly told that either Joe and I would wear the Smoketown jerseys and he'd wear this, or we would wear the Johnny's jerseys and he'd wear the Smoketown. He just doesn't know how to read well.
All right. Also on the show tonight, we have a special guest, Raymond Ramirez. He's going to be our online betting expert. So we'll see what he has to say later on in the show.
All right. Well, that being said, let's go ahead and just dive into the latest. Well, we'll go ahead and start with the latest news and then kind of work ourselves backwards. So let's go ahead and screw it. Let's start with the NFL draft results. Okay, let's go ahead and go with that. Right off the bat, we already talked about the last episode, who was our first round pick. Now we had numerous picks after that. Okay, so from all the picks that we ended up picking up, who do you think would be the most available and ready for NFL play right out the bat? Who's the starter?
The guy we picked in the first round, Felix Uzoma.
Yeah. So if you heard, like, they're calling him FAU.
I heard
What
that.
is that?
I kept on-
Explain it.
I was like Florida Atlantic. Why?
That's
did they keep mentioning
that's the
it?
3 initials that Felix.
Oh,
Oh, tough one, Tony.
that was a tough one. Very tough one.
Whoa.
We're the J.C. Harmon Hawks.
Oh, speaking of JC Harmon Hawks, there's going to be a 94 reunion coming up.
Let's
If
not
you're a
bring
class of
that up
94?
yet. Let's not bring that up yet.
Is there really going to be? Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I want to say no.
There's been some rumblings. There's been some
Man,
rumblings.
There's been rumblings for every time we're supposed to have one, and we had a 10-year,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So what is going on
No.
with the class
No,
of
no.
94?
Hang on, Joe. We did not have a 10-year. We had a 12th year.
We had a
was
12th
Was
year.
it the 12th year?
It was a 12th year.
Oh, man.
All right.
Well, whatever we do, they should keep it simple, like we did on the 12th year. Just go to a bar, hang out, everybody show up, have some beers, whatever.
That's what 93 did. So let's go ahead and just try to keep that Harmon tradition.
No, we should go out, rent a band,
I've heard
go on a
maybe
go
a
on
cruise.
Hey, and people out there, whoever suggested the cruise, not a bad idea. However, not all of us want to get on a boat. I'm one of them.
And somebody suggested Dominican.
Oh yeah, that seems simple.
Oh, you're already going, right? You're going next week?
Yeah, I'm going next week.
Waltz can go scout it for us.
Yeah. Hey,
Oye,
find
coño.
the good spots. Find the good
Yeah.
spots.
Oye, coño, ¿cuánto cuesta ese playero? That's how they talk.
Oh, I
It's
thought
kinda
you
like-
was doing a Hispanic bill self or something. I don't know what you was
Taking
All
doing.
right,
pictures.
all
They
right,
Cinco de Mayo.
Chiefs draft overall.
Yeah.
What are we thinking here? I know we took the first 3 rounds. We took the most needed players the players we needed the most. Defensive
love it.
end
I
Receiver
love all the picks.
and
We
tackle.
covered it all.
Yeah.
But,
What do you guys think about Rashee Rice? I don't know that he'll start right away. I think he'll be a contributor, maybe like we've seen Pringle kind of come in at
Right.
first.
So this is what I've heard a lot. Like, people are like, I think the draft was pretty good, but we reached. He's like, we probably didn't have to trade up to get Rice. We probably could have got him wherever we was at. So they didn't like the trading up. Like the players, okay, not too bad, but where we picked them was we reached a little bit.
But what he brings to the table is something that Patrick Mahomes hasn't really had. Now, has Patrick Mahomes had that tall, big receiver, or when he throws in back of the shoulder kind of wide receiver?
He's definitely the receiver that we don't have right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I like the sound of
So
that.
are we thinking what one is Kadarius Toney and then 2 is I'm drawing a blank here.
Do you really want to put Tony as number 1?
I think you keep him in the slot.
I'm just saying,
Well, who
is he a
would
number
you-
1 receiver? What has he done
Nothing.
receiving wise? I mean, he's had some
Well,
nice returns.
yeah.
He hasn't done. I mean, he shows all the talent.
But I think he's number 1 because look who else is there. Sky Moore. He's our number 2.
Well, here's the thing, right? So if Kadarius Toney was on another team, would he have had padded his stats more? Probably, right? If you think back when Brady was with the Patriots, he would spread the ball around a lot, right? And that's what Patrick did this past year. He had a lot of receivers that got touchdowns, a lot of receivers that, caught for more yards than what you would generally see. So it wasn't really just down to a few players contributing. He was spreading the ball around. I think what the Chiefs like about Kadarius Toney is every time he did catch the ball, that guy runs and moves with reckless abandon.
I love the way he runs. I mean, he's like a joystick.
Sometimes you think he
Homage
tries a little
to
bit.
Dante Hall.
Sometimes he tries a little bit too much. You're like, oh, just go down. We
Yeah,
don't want you to
just
get
go
hurt. We don't want
exactly
you to
what
get
I
hurt, buddy.
think.
Just go
Exactly.
down.
Yes. So when they have him wrapped up sometimes, and he's trying so hard with his legs to keep moving, I'm like, bro, he's like, you're gonna pull a hammy or something, right? We're old. We know about that stuff. So, yeah, I think he's a solid number 1. I hope he shows that he could be the number 1.
I think he has the potential to be the number 1. We'll find out if he is going to be the number 1.
So we also signed a veteran, Donovan Smith, on a 1-year, $9 million contract.
Is that the backup quarterback?
No, or outside tackle, the veteran tackle.
Oh, did we?
Yeah,
I thought we. I don't know. Maybe I didn't hear it right. I thought is that the guy from Tampa Bay?
I don't know.
Write it down. Oh, I didn't write down
I
where
think
it came
we
from.
signed the quarterback from Tampa Bay. It doesn't matter. Our quarterback's Patrick Mahomes. Go ahead with Mr. Donovan.
Exactly.
No, I thought number 2 was Blaine. Who is it? Blaine Garrett? No.
Oh,
right?
yeah, Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So
Well, we'll have to edit that out. That was his. No, I don't know.
okay.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Yes, good one, buddy. Good one.
so so Donovan Smith, yes. So we signed somebody that's going to be protecting the Patrick Mahomes for a 1-year deal. That's what we needed. Somebody who has experience. Now, we did draft a tackle? Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Oklahoma.
Yeah. So at least we covered that. Hopefully,
So the tackle that we drafted, I forgot his name, but he started at Tennessee, and he started right next to no other than Trey Smith, our current guard.
okay. So that'd be great communication. They
Yeah,
already worked
yeah.
together before. They don't have to, practice it too much, right? It's like riding a bicycle, I guess. So the Chiefs also re-signed none other than who we've been waiting for this whole time, McKinnon.
My man.
The running back,
yes.
exciting McKinnon. That's
Did we
a
ever
great
hear-
1-2 punch back there?
Did we
Mark.
ever hear the details on that contract? I'm sure it's just 1 year.
I don't know, and I really didn't care. I was just so happy to see that we signed him. I was so afraid that some other team was going to snatch him up because he would have been a steal. You get a veteran that's going to come in, he's going to make plays for you. He can catch the ball, he could block, and he could run when he's called upon. I don't
surprised,
understand
Yeah.
why we were delaying this decision. It worked out, but I think what you might have said is maybe we was waiting to have him set the price in the free market in the
Exactly,
market for us, so
exactly.
we can make sure we secure him. Yeah,
But he had little to no interest, is what I'm hearing, which surprises me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a solid veteran.
oh,
Maybe he was just looking for a multi-year contract. I mean, I'm not sure.
I think he was looking for that, but not only that, I think the other teams were kind of just waiting for us to release him, and then they can swoop in. But that didn't happen. We were like, okay,
He was a free agent. He went out in the free agent market. No one signed him.
I think he would have
No
been
one-
happy to get an offer from anyone. To be
Yeah.
honest, he probably
Yeah.
just wanted to stay in the league.
I thought he was still under our contract.
No,
Okay,
no. He was a free agent. He went out. He even tweeted like the disrespect is real out here.
Yeah. So I was wondering, is that towards the Chiefs, or I
No.
think I heard it was towards
all the teams-
not getting offers.
Yes, that's what it
'Cause
was.
he-
That's what it was.
There was other people getting signed that definitely didn't contribute the way he did to his team last year. So
all right. Let's see. So let's see the Chiefs, McKinnon. Draft results. Anything else with the draft results? I was pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered the draft
Got
last
a
week
defensive
too.
back again. Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to start talking about the later draft picks until you know.
it is. So, yeah,
Maybe we wait till like the first mini camp and then see what
Yeah,
happens.
we're
there.
gonna have a special guest. Once the first mini camp happens, we're gonna have none other than Mr. Kuroga.
Phil.
one of the
He's
best man
huge.
caves in the city.
Yes, I love his man cave.
There is one man cave that's better in the city. My man Bob Green, you have the best man cave I've ever seen in my life. And you probably haven't seen it. I'll show you guys later on Facebook. But he's had.
Yeah, I don't know Bob.
You hear that, Bob Green? We just gave you a shout out.
Yeah,
If
man.
you hear
Bob
this,
Green's
like and
man.
subscribe. You might get another shout out.
I might just have to send him a message.
Is it Robert?
I'm not sure. It says Bob.
Does he
on
go
his
by
screen.
Bob?
He goes by Bob.
Well, obviously, he said
Bob. Bob
Green.
Is it Bob
Mr.
Roberts?
Green. Robert making that green. That's why he's got that man cave.
That joke
Yeah.
sucked.
You're trying, buddy. You're trying.
Who pushed that? All right. Okay. Well, other than that, let's go ahead and move on to KU. Did you guys hear about Joel Embiid getting the old MVP?
That's right, buddy. Finally.
We don't have Rock Chalk Jayhawk on here, do we?
Oh man, we should.
we do not have it.
Hey, Crestals,
I
I'm in
can't
charge
believe
of the
it.
lights. I'm not in charge of this pad. I asked you a long time
But are
ago.
you in
the
charge?
Rock Chalk, and then we needed the Royals chant.
So talking about Embiid,
Oh yeah, we do need to get the
The
rock chalk
Chiefs
for sure.
chant.
Yeah,
talking about
the Chiefs.
Embiid, he did win the MVP, but he did not play in the first game of their series, which they won. He comes back, and they lose the second game of the series.
You think they were trying too hard to get him involved?
I'm not sure.
Or
I
the other
mean,
team? Just give props to the other team?
Well, they stole game one. I mean, it was in Boston, so they still got to split in Boston. So they're, I mean, I'll take that. Just like the Lakers got a split in Golden State, even though they got their ass stomped last night.
Yeah, and then the other thing you think of too is like sometimes when you have a team they drop that game one, right? They're coming back. They probably got a little bit more fire in their belly. Like they're, you know what I mean? They know they can't go down 2-0. So maybe there's a little bit more urgency to start the game than the other team. And I think we see that a lot where maybe a team will get off to a slow start because they got a little bit of a cushion, right? And that other team, they have a lot more to fight for in that moment. Because you go down 2-0 against these teams anymore, I mean, that's pretty much a death sentence in most cases, unless you're the Warriors.
So talking about the Lakers and Warriors, I think our man Raymond Ramirez, that was his game of the week. You want to go ahead and fire him up? And
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Let's go ahead
Is he
and-
ready to go?
yeah, let me. I'll send him
All
a
right,
message.
so ladies and gentlemen, so this is the first time where we're going to have our first, well, we already had our first guest, that was fucking, and then now we're going to have our very first call-in guest, and we're going to see if this actually worked thanks to Riverside Software.
and the mind of Tony Hanna.
Mm-hmm,
We'll see if he put it all together, Chris.
We'll see how this works out. Hey, so while we're waiting, right? So there's obviously a big rivalry between the Warriors and the Lakers, right? You had the 2015, 2016.
Well, it's not the Lakers and Warriors. It's Steph Curry and LeBron James.
That's true. That's true. So very interesting. To make it there, right? Steph Curry faced a Game 7 elimination. Did any of you watch that game?
No, but he blew up.
He blew up.
Did he get like 50?
50 points, right?
Yeah,
So
dropped a
vintage
50
Steph
on him.
Curry, to get past Game 7, right? Everyone thought they were going to lose. They were down. They were being counted out. And, hey, Steph Curry did Steph Curry. I was not surprised at all. And then the Lakers, they closed out the Grizzlies, and, man, they spanked them by like more than 40
Oh,
points.
yeah. Oh, it was 40.
Yeah.
They were making a big deal because Dylan Brooks was like, bring it to me.
Yeah.
You got to have 40 to bring it to me, whatever.
Did you see what happened after the series was over? Dylan Brooks got his walking papers.
He did.
He got his walking papers.
All right, well, next up we have a special guest, Raymond the Pix Man. I don't know. We got to come up with the new nickname for you, but I don't like that one.
But
so far. I
he's
just
coming
made
with
it
us
up.
with the Raimundo's Lock of the Week.
There it is.
Raymundo's Lock of the Week. So what do you think, Raymond? Give us a quick preview of what you think we should be looking at on MGM or our bets apps.
Honestly,
What are
I
you
think
looking
guys
at?
should probably be looking at the Road Warriors. Honestly, I mean, it's Game 3, so it's going to be so close. And you guys got to remember, it's playoff time. So these guys are actually going to be going at it for a long time. Like, I mean, it's a long series. Like, once you get into round 2, I mean, these guys are constantly going at it. They're going deep in their bench. Who has the deepest bench? So you kind of have to think about, all right, well, you know what? If they're going to do it, if we're starting to get it deeper in these games are going to actually start to be a little bit closer. And at the beginning of the series, Warriors were favored over the Lakers. Go ahead and take those Road Warriors. Take those guys. And then
Okay, what about a parlay? What about a
I'm
parlay,
saying-
Raymond, on the same
you wanna
game?
parlay the same game? If you parlay
That
the
is the
same
question.
game, here's a little betting trick. Take a look at the player points. Go into your favorite player points, like, I don't know, anybody but Steph Curry, right? Go to Andrew Wiggins or go to Klay Thompson or go to Jordan Poole, right? Go look at their player points and then see where it's at. So let's say Klay Thompson right now, his over-under is at 22 and a half, right? Well, you're like, you know what? I know for sure he's going to get at least 15 points. So let me take the Warriors and Klay Thompson at 15-plus points. That way, you can get a little bit more juice instead of just taking the favorites. So that's a nice little betting tip that'll get you a little bit over the even money mark.
Okay, that sounds good. What's up next?
So Raymond, so you're taking the Warriors in Game
Yes,
3.
I'm
It
taking
sounds
the
like.
Warriors in Game 3, and I'm also taking the Knicks in Game 3. Like I said, Road Warriors. That is your lock. If you
So the-
parlay those, you get plus 264 or 296, something like that, somewhere in there, almost 3-1.
So wasn't the Warriors one of the worst road teams?
They were.
Yes, they were.
This
They
season?
were absolutely the worst road team. I mean, it was insane.
That's the key word,
Yeah,
right? They
were.
were.
It's
Yeah.
playoff
Playoff time now, huh?
And it's real. But you know what? I was really impressed with LeBron and AD. Maybe not so much AD in the second game with his inconsistency, but man, the Lakers are they're actually putting up a fight. So my hat goes off to those guys, unfortunately.
Hey, anytime you have LeBron on the team, your team's
Right.
going to put up a fight, right?
100.
So, hey, I will say this. I love the New York pick. I'm with you on the New York pick. We'll see. So Raimundo's got the Road Warriors. I'm picking the Lakers personally, so we'll see how that one turns out.
Yeah, it looks like you're out there celebrating the Cinco de Mayo, so we're not going to keep you too long. What other picks do you have there,
I'm out here
Raimundo?
at Mod Gallery. If you come out to Mod Gallery and you mention at Astra Boys, I'll buy you a tequila shot. Yeah, baby.
Oh yes!
Yes.
Look at that! Look at that! I like it.
That sounds like a great idea. We're not live. They're not going to hear this until like maybe tomorrow
You
night.
might
So you need to go.
three.
You need to go back.
three.
You need to go back tomorrow night.
No, actually,
Good.
So you
And then the
about
next
more
day.
Picks. I actually got a 4-game, well, not a 4-game parlay. It's like a 2-game parlay and 2 players going on tonight. I
Okay.
took
Okay.
Hey, write down his picks.
I got Denver at +4. Denver's going to win the series. I heard Kendrick Perkins. Yeah, I heard Kendrick.
Oh, yeah,
Perkins
no doubt.
On PTI the other day with Tony Kornheiser, and he was like, so they asked him, they're like, so what do you think about the Suns? What are their chances? And literally, he paused for a second, and then he was like, they're dead in the water. They're completely done. They can't do anything right.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Paul's out the next
I
2
know.
games too,
I
so
know.
yeah,
So I think-
the Suns
so,
are done.
You know, again, this is the playoffs. This is game 3. Everybody's playing. Everybody in the NBA is good, right? So they're bringing their A games. So you might, it is very tempting to take the Nuggets at +162 or whatever it is to make a little bit more money. But why don't you play it safe and go for the for sure win, just in case the Suns like to pull off this stupid last minute shot or whatever it is, and take the points, make a
Right.
smart play, and take the points on the Denver Nuggets. You're getting 4 points on Denver all day long. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. And then the other part.
So you're
take-
taking
so-
Denver and you're breaking up there, buddy.
Yeah, you're breaking up just a little bit, but so you're taking Denver and plus points. You're taking Golden State Warriors, and you're taking the Lakers.
Yeah, +4 on the Denver.
You can't take the Lakers and the Warriors. They play each other. Someone has to lose.
Right, somebody has to
I wrote
lose.
that down wrong.
He's taking the Knicks. The Knicks.
the Knicks. Sorry,
He's taking
yeah.
the Knicks. He's taking the Lakers, or he's taking the
tonight-
Warriors. Hey,
Oh,
how about
man,
that
dude,
Jalen
that
Brunson,
dude is-
right?
I mean, I hate Villanova, but damn, dude. I mean, we all knew that team was they
Right.
had 5 NBA starters on that squad, and that shit was just ridiculous. So I mean, like, you know, what are you gonna do? But man, his game.
Hold on, they had 5 NBA starters. I
On
think
the
they're all
Villanova.
starters, aren't
That's the year that they beat us in the Final Four.
they? Oh, that's what you're talking about. Hey,
Yeah,
thank
the
you
Villanova
for that.
team.
And
Okay.
they fucking stomped us in that Final Four. It was no fun to watch. We was at Maloney's.
Oh,
we was at
that
Maloney's. We were
thing.
like, this
They
game
hit
is
a
dumb.
ridiculous amount of
This
threes.
game
It was
dumb.
like,
Let's get it
I
over.
don't know, 18 plus threes or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, man. They could have
couldn't miss.
missed.
couldn't
They could have missed.
So yeah, those
yeah,
guys are
for
doing
sure.
really well. Okay, all right. So my
All right,
next pick-
Raimundo.
Well,
All right, one more thing before you go ahead.
Tonight, I know, I mean, and everybody's on Joel Embiid for getting the MVP and all of that. But you've got to think about the overall squad. And I want to go for the 76ers tonight, but I'm actually going to go for Boston and take Jason Tatum for 25 plus points. So that was my 4-game parlay tonight. Yeah,
Oh.
I got
That's a
like
lot.
plus 500 and something on that parlay. So
The Celtics
Correct.
and Tatum for plus 25.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty solid pick. I like that
that pick.
pick. Yeah, yeah. Well, there you have it. Those are the Raimundo's locks of the week.
All right, just
Thanks for
real
joining
quick
us.
there, Raimundo. One more thing. What's a good golf player
golf
that'll
player?
finish top 5? That'll finish
yes, I
top
did.
5. Do you
Yep.
ever bet on golf?
Brooks Koepka last time for the Masters. I think he finished like runner-up or 3rd place or something like that. Really pissed me off. But you know, Tony, what's his name? Tony Fano? Fanu.
Fanu,
He's catching a
Fanu,
lot
yeah,
of
Fanu.
steam right now. A lot of people are talking about him. I like his golf game. That's one to watch and might be my next one to pick for the Masters next year.
Are you
Of
betting
course
any
you know
horses
I'm
tomorrow?
betting the horses.
Oh, Kentucky
Oh
Derby.
my God. Well,
Oh,
hey,
I forgot
well,
about that.
I'm glad you said
Which
that.
one are you
Said that.
betting?
I'm actually betting the
That's
one
right.
with the most odds. So like the 50 to 1 guy, that's the one I'm betting on because that's
Yeah.
Santa's little helper.
Yeah.
Santa's little helper.
Maybe the Simpsons.
Santa's little helper. Yeah. Oh, see, he knew it right away. He knew it right away.
It all depends on the jockey. It doesn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with the horses. It's the jockey.
So you're saying it's whoever hits the
You know,
horse harder?
Jose
Yeah.
Ortiz,
Yeah.
Manuel Franco, those guys. I'm telling you, I know jockeys. Those guys win a lot, man.
I think our viewers are like, who the fuck are they?
Really small humans.
A lot of Latinos in that lineup there. Happy Cinco de Mayo there, Raimundo. Appreciate your picks,
Yeah.
and we'll catch you on the next time, bro. Be careful, all right? Have a
will.
tequila shot
I'll
for
see you,
me.
man. We'll see you
Salud, my
next
friend.
week.
Yay.
So, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Raymond.
Yeah. All right, well, there you had it. That was Raimundo and his picks of the week or of the month, or I don't know, depending on how
So I picked
often
up
we have
an empty cup to do the whole thing. I was just like, I got an empty cup here.
That is empty. It looks pretty dry.
And it looks
There's
like,
no ice or
no
nothing in
ice. There's no
there.
bourbon in there.
Did you drink anything?
Where's?
though?
Hold on. Where the hell's Gary at? I have no drink. He's like, we're talking about Gary again.
Sorry, buddy. I mean, I told you where the ice was. I
Yes.
gave you the Coke.
Where's Bob Green?
Yingling.
All right, I think this is
Where's
the
Bob
perfect
Green?
time to talk about our sponsors.
There we go.
Hey, thanks a lot for Scott McCombs and his Smoketown Barbecue, located at.
7702 Shawnee Mission Parkway.
There it is.
They have the best barbecue sauce, the best wings. If you want to try their ribs, they got brisket. They have family fun oriented place. They sell beer there. We've been hoping they'd sell, a little bit of open bar there, but not yet. Nice, clean, family owned barbecue place with over how many years of experience with all four of them together?
Like
Good
80.
God.
I mean, it's
Over
like-
a century.
yeah. That's been their life. Their life is barbecue.
Well, we're talking about Bubba.
You're
we're talking
adding
about
them all up,
Terry.
Brian.
We're talking about Uncle Brian. We're talking
Yeah,
about Scott
yeah.
himself. Well, yeah,
That's a lot
that's
of
over.
yeah, you're right. That's a lot of
That's-
experience in the kitchen
Yep,
back there.
yep.
So go try it out, Smoketown Barbecue. And also, Joe,
We have Stanley Wood Products, which we just had an employee on, Raymond Ramirez. Our Raimundo's Locks of the Week actually works at Stanley Wood Products. If you need any cabinets, go ahead and hit up David Davis, and he'll get you some new cabinets.
all right. So next up on our conversation, so KU also picked up a 7'1" phenomenon from Michigan Wolverines, averaging 17.2 points, 8.4 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks. Well, I don't know why I wrote that down, but that's good. He is none other than Hunter Dickinson. He's going to be coming over to the KU. You know what? When I saw that, I'm thinking, yes, about time. You know why? I thought for the last couple of years, we needed that big guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Am I right?
Oh.
Especially
Yeah.
this last year. I kept on saying over and over again, I think we need a big guy because we kept on playing like small ball. Like sometimes we put like a bunch of guards and forwards out there, but it was just a bunch of forwards.
Well, this guy, Hunter Dickinson, he's a shooter, too. He can shoot
I
the ball.
He
saw
can handle the
that.
ball well.
Yeah,
He's a little
yeah.
slow at times, but
But when he first went into the
He's got
portal,
handles.
yeah, when he went in the portal, I was like, no way we get this guy. And they started talking about it more and more, and I'm just like, we might actually get him.
he was the top guy in the portal.
Yeah, he was the number one.
Yeah, number one guy in the portal.
Yeah, man. KU was looking up.
And
Yeah.
not only that, we got Ardierieto.
Hey, I was
Morris?
gonna say real quick though. I watched some highlights on Hunter Dickinson last night, right? And in one of the tournaments that he played in last year, like this guy, like in the big games, he wants the ball, right? He
Yeah.
demands it. He's gonna be that missing piece that we haven't had for a long time. We need a big guy, right? They're gonna help spread out the floor a little bit. And man, I think he dominates. We got the type of team that's going to be able to spread the ball around. He's going to get the matchups that he wants. I think he makes us the number one contender next year.
I mean, if you're 7'1" and you can shoot the ball, you're going to be a matchup problem for any team.
I'm actually curious on what his percentage is from behind the arc there.
Oh, you know what? But we did get the other guy from Townsend.
I was just going to mention
Oh,
that.
yeah,
So,
he was like
Arterio Morris, the number one ranked point guard in the whole nation to come to KU.
That's the guy from Texas.
Sorry, he's transferring from Texas. Yes.
But I'm talking about the Townsend, not the little white boy that can. He's like a 3-point shooter.
We have somebody else coming?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Well, we didn't.
He
do
was
our
he was
homework
one of the
very good.
first ones that we signed out of the portal. But he's like a super good 3-point shooter.
Well, that's going to be good. You know why? Because our 3-point shooting was less than okay.
Oh yeah,
It was
Yeah.
less than okay. Okay. But man, it's going to be exciting next year. K-State, did you see Musad? Is it Musad? He's moving on.
I did see
He's,
that.
he's leaving. He's leaving K-State. Hey, you know what? We'll give props to our K-State brothers. You know,
He went to K State.
Emo. Yeah, he's leaving.
Well, I saw he left. I didn't know he already picked K State.
No, he was with K-State.
Who you know? Who you're saying? About?
Musad.
Oh, Musa. I thought you were talking about the other big man for KU just transferred out.
Oh yes,
Not
Uday.
Uday.
Earlier, Scott sent. I couldn't even
Not
pronounce the
Uday,
name.
Yeah, the other guy.
Yeah, we
But
talked
did he even
about him in one
start?
of our
Did he
episodes.
even play?
He had some injuries.
Clemson. Clemson.
No, man. Who's
'Cause he left us,
Zoe.
too.
Yeah. So hold on. So the guy that's transferring in is Nick Timberlake, is the 3-point shooter.
He's bringing sexy back.
Apparently. It sucks that Tony has a bathroom break right now because there's a pop up on our screen. It's really annoying me.
This is why we need Fuckin here. He's our guy that comes and clicks that crap out. I don't know, T.I., why you would put that in there. All right, man. So now that T.I. is here, let's talk about him. Remember that one time?
There's a lot of the one times. Remember that one
Remember
time?
that one time? Wait, here he comes. He's coming back.
So this is the guy's last. I can't even say it. This
Sounds
guy right
like,
here.
another edit moment.
See this
Yeah.
guy right here. The J whatever. This name.
LG4?
Yeah.
And a GO4?
Whatever.
A
Yep.
GO4?
Yes, sir.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, so real quick, Royals second inning playing the worst team in the major leagues, and we're losing.
So, did you guys see the game? Was it last night, yesterday? Oh, we were texting it. You know, so they were down 8-1, right? Then they came back and tied it 8-8. It was like, oh shit, look at that. Oh, which by the way, was it Zach Greinke that was knocked out like in the first inning or something?
I don't know who pitched. Who was
Yeah,
it?
I
Was it
did.
Zach?
Was it Zach?
I have no
Oh,
idea
yeah.
who pitched last night.
Okay.
no.
Yeah. So then we ended up tying it up. Then we take the lead 9-8. It's like, yeah. And then they took the lead 10-9. I was like, oh. And then we ended up just losing, what was it, 13-10?
13-10.
13-10.
But after we was winning, was it 10-8? We give up 5 more runs in 2 innings. The last 2 innings. Yeah.
Chapman gave up a few runs. And so I'm going to ask you guys.
It was Lyles. Lyles was our starter last night.
No.
Jordan Lyles.
Goodness gracious. Sorry, Zach. So I just
Yeah.
want to ask you guys, after the All-Star break, who is moving on from the Royals? Who are we going to be getting some kind of value out of?
Mouse.
I mean, who really has value? Obviously, Salvador Perez, which I would hate to trade him. That just
They're
be
not
awful.
going to trade him.
They're not.
Oh, he's
But-
too much of a fixture.
I think Chapman's going to be gone. I
yeah.
love
And it's not
the way
like
he
we're
pitches.
paying him a bunch of money either.
Scott Barlow will probably be gone.
Well, we've been saying that for years. Oh, Barlow's gonna be like, this is his worst year so far. Ask Tony about his fancy numbers.
Oh yeah, well he's no longer on my roster, so I don't have. I know when he left my roster, he was like at -5 points through 3 weeks. So thank you very much, Scott Barlow. All right, guess.
Why did you bring the mouse all the way over here to do that? If you could have did that first and then bring the mouse over here. Where are my sound effects? Okay. All right. Okay.
So you guys don't see it, but the setup we have back here, right? We got all the professional cameras. You know, we got a few cameras back here, right? We have a desktop computer, which is really a pain in the ass to lug around. So I am working on getting a laptop for us in an auction tonight. I just remembered this shit.
Oh.
So
You know what? We should start a GoFundMe at Astra Boys.
I like that idea. If
Send
you
us
want
money.
if you want to see better production value,
Yeah, just send us money. Just do it. Don't even ask where it's going. I already told you.
here, we're gonna add our QR code right down here at the bottom. This is
Yeah.
our
Oh
Venmo
man,
codes.
we should do that.
We really could
We
actually.
could do that.
I could
Get
put
on
our
that.
QR
Get
codes
on
Our
on.
that.
description is going to be just send us money, and then that's it.
Yeah,
That's
how you make money.
at Astra
Yeah,
Boys.
yeah.
Local yokels talking about local vocals.
So going forward, I think we've talked about we want to have some more guest appearances actually on the show. So we're gonna be looking into that. But don't call us. We'll call you. We'll get it figured out.
If you don't subscribe, you don't go live, suckers.
There you go. There you go.
You heard it here from the Ad Astra boys.
We need to come up with the tagline, by the way. If we're going to be,
We'll figure it out.
getting our merchandise, I
Yeah.
thought local yokels,
Local locals?
talking about local with the different
Okay.
vocal.
Let's see. I don't know about that
Ooh,
one,
that's
but
good with the different vocal.
who's
Sorry about that.
who? Oh my god!
Who does it? It's like we're in the movies. Put it on silent.
So we talked about this.
It's work.
We really didn't talk about this, but we'll pretend we talked about this, and
Well,
I don't know how many times.
So back to the Royals, man. They're having a rough start. Rough start at it. We actually lost our first, 13 out of 14 games at home.
Yeah.
There's only one team ever has started worse than us at home.
We have a lot of rough starts lately, it seems, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
And I'm
And
not just
then-
talking the Royals, but
And the KC,
we'll get there.
The Sporting KC, they're off to one of the worst start in MLS history.
All right, let's do one sport at a time. Are we already going after? So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, gosh, dang, what's his name? Our general manager, not general manager, or
JJ Picola?
no, not McCullough. What?
JJ Picola is our general
Who are
manager.
you even trying to talk? The general manager for who?
No. The manager of the Royals,
I don't know.
Quattrero.
There you go.
I don't even know the manager of the Royals.
Quattrero.
We're doing a sports podcast.
So it's like everybody's already, okay. It's easy to put blame on him. And, I'm sure him being the professional, he'll be the first one to say, blame it on me. Spring training looked really good, but it's totally different when you go live. So I say we should not jump the gun already. It's barely his first year. Give him a chance to get his little draft picks in. Give him a chance to get his staff ready. Give him a chance. I say give him another couple of years or so. All right. You can't just have results right off the bat.
Oh, you have to give him some time. We were so bad. Like this is going to be a process. Like, we fell so far back by not trading Eric Hosmer, Locane and all them. We should have traded them, was that 2016, 2017, and get some more players in our system. We didn't. Our system is dry. I mean, we're in a total rebuild right now.
the only way we're ever going to make it back to be a contender, right, is we have to draft our team. We're not going to go out and buy our team.
Right.
That's not going to happen in this market. We're going to have to get some good drafts, and we're going to have to develop some players.
So, and I will say this: Tampa Bay has one of the lowest payrolls in the major leagues, and they still have a competitive team every year. They've been in the playoffs because they just recycle, man. They're like, hey, send this guy out. Send this bring
they
new
know what they're
talent
doing.
in.
They're
Yes,
a well-oiled
they do.
machine, and that's one of the problems with the Royals. I think is we, it's been a while. I know when we had Dayton Moore, whoever the hell was the other manager that we had in the front office at the time back in 2015. But I always feel like we just have weak representation when it comes to the front office for the Kansas City Royals.
So, and our manager is from Tampa, so hopefully we get some of that vibe that they're getting
Some of
down
that
there.
Tampa juice.
Yeah.
So Tampa Bay has the worst fans ever, but has one of the best, cheapest teams out there, and we've always tried to mock them, but I think it's about time to go a different route, try something different. Yeah. So so we talked about the Royals. Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk about Sporting KC. Did you hear about the cauldron? Did you hear about the diehard fans
No, I haven't.
called the Cauldron that actually wrote a letter to Sporting KC?
A letter of concern.
A letter of concern, if you will. It's out there. You could take a look at it. But they're also doing chants of kind of letting Vermees know that maybe he should go. I think it's a little unfair, but I get the frustration. I get it. But for,
So do they
for somebody who brought us a couple of
Oh
championships,
yeah. Do they think he's played it like it's just his time?
I'm just wondering if he played out his time. I
Kind
think
of like Andy Reid in Philadelphia.
Right.
I mean, Andy Reid is obviously a Hall of Fame coach, but sometimes it's time to go, right?
I think a majority of our players are a little older, and I think when they went 0-2, I think the veteran players started playing a way too hard. Does that make sense? They started
Yeah, no,
forgetting their
absolutely.
discipline,
Trying to
on-
do too much.
trying to do
Yeah,
too
yeah,
much to. So it's not their fault. It's just that then they started forgetting their discipline for offense and their discipline for defense, and they're just not they're just not doing it. And then you got this kid, I forgot what his name was, that came out and played phenomenal because he's a kid. He just he doesn't care about the well, I'm sure he cares about the record, but he just goes out and he plays. That's what he knows. That's what he's used to. So you get a little rookie that comes out and plays phenomenal compared to the rest of the veterans. Well, it's because he didn't let go of his basic fundamentals of soccer. I think some of these veterans on Sporting KC probably did.
Well,
I know you guys can't talk about much about
I'm not a big
KC.
soccer person, so
I was like, I had nothing to say about.
I was just like,
KC.
I was like, go ahead, Walt.
Yeah, I was ready.
Roll,
I was waiting
Roll.
for you to lead
Roll.
into the KC Current.
So transitioning to the other soccer team, the KC Current, they are on a 3-game winning streak. Congratulations, ladies. It's about time. Yep. There we go. Now we found our niche. Now we know what we're doing. Now we're going to make a run. We still got a long season. We still got plenty to go. Which, by the way, we talked about, you know what? We're going to go ahead. We need to go hit a Royals game. KC
Yes.
Crew. Or,
We'll do that.
Why do I always call them KC Crew? Who in the hell is a KC Crew? Does
It
that
sounds
sound
like
familiar?
a hockey team.
Is it?
The KC Crew would be a good hockey team name, huh?
I have no idea if it's a team or not. It just sounds. I know it's not a baseball team. It's not a basketball team, and I don't watch hockey, so it could be hockey.
Either way. And then watch KC Sporting KC game. So
Hey, so something real quick on the KC Current, right? They started out 0-3. They lost their first 3 games, and they was a pretty good team last year. So I'm sure I
pretty
think
good. They
ourselves,
made it all the way to the championship, but
That's
lost.
right. So I think myself, our other host here, the other KC Current fans are probably wondering like what happened. Well, to start the season, they were actually without 4 of their top players, right? I had mentioned in one
Were
of our
they injured?
they were injured, right? They were without their best defender in Alex Loera, right?
Oh, the one, the
Yes,
parents?
the one I was
got
telling you. Yeah. So,
yeah.
and I did a little bit more research. Then they're like, yeah, she's definitely their best defender.
Right,
They,
okay.
and so when you look at that, she's also able to go out, score goals. They were missing key players. Now that they're starting to get the key players, some of those key players back, it's no surprise to me that we're seeing what they're really capable of, because through those first 3 games, they had it pretty rough. So just glad to see them back on the winning
Right,
track. We needed a little bit of a glimmer of hope for some of our Kansas City sporting teams, because the other ones, well, they're just procrastinating right now.
It's always tough when you have your main players out. That's never a good thing. So do we know when that new stadium is going to open? It's going to be next season?
It is going to be next season. So meanwhile, they're playing at Children's Mercy over here in KCK, so we can go watch them real quick before they head on out to greener pastures in Missouri.
So when the new
Missouri.
KC Current Stadium's open, it's a pretty nice place. It's going to be right next to Bally's Casino and right down by K-Bar if you have a dog.
It'll be.
I'm not a dog person, but I had to go pick my daughter's dog up from K-Bar the other day. And it looked like a pretty cool place.
What?
It did.
Dad, I can't make it. I'm working late. Can you go pick up?
No. They went
Sugar
there.
or whatever
They
the hell.
went,
Doggy daycare.
yeah, no. They were going to the Royals game.
I'm
but
Joseph.
but they were there, and she's like, "Hey, can you come?"
I'm
pick
Rover's dad.
I'm here to pick up my my grand dog.
That was great.
Well, yeah, no, they were going to the Royals game, and she's like, "Hey, can you go pick the dog up?" I'm like, "I guess." I don't really want to.
They better
but,
have tight security because you don't want just some average Joe coming up
Yeah.
and picking up the wrong dog.
No, she was still
no.
there. She brought the dog out. I mean, she was still there.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't know.
Some kind of stupid dog.
Did you have to show ID to pick the dog up?
Yeah. Did you have to sign it out?
Teresa actually brought the dog out to me. She brought the dog out to me. They were at the K bar. She came outside, dropped the dog off, and then they went to the Royals game, and I took the dog home
So the dog was at K Bar. So this.
with Teresa and her friend Katie.
Oh, okay. So is K Bar a bar? It's a bar.
It's a bar, but then it has like dog stuff outside too.
Ew.
Okay.
I don't know.
Actually, I didn't go
Interesting
inside.
combinations.
It looked actually pretty cool from the outside. If
Yeah.
you're a dog
So we
person,
should all go to K Bar to have some drinks.
Right.
me no.
Yeah.
If you're a dog person, absolutely
Hey,
take your dog to K bar.
if you want to get out and you don't have a babysitter at home to watch the dog, go to K Bar.
There's nothing more creepier than you showing up to the K Bar without a dog.
You know what's worse? What's worse is showing up to a restaurant with your dog. Hey, that's why we got
word
it.
for
That's
you
why we
right
got
now, bro.
editing, and that's all good. So
Hey, the 13-10 mark. The
13-10 mark. So I know, and we'll probably still get to it. We're going to talk about smoke tan red shirts at some point. I feel like we breezed past the NBA playoffs. I know Raymundo was on; he gave his picks, but I want to know what are your thoughts on the playoffs. So first one, I think the series that everyone's interested in. I know I'm interested in it. Is the Warriors versus the Lakers. As you guys heard earlier, they're tied up 1-1 right now. They play again tomorrow. You guys heard earlier, Raymundo's going with the Road Warriors. I'm going with the Lakers. I want to know your picks.
So here's my spiel on it. So Lakers stole one in Oakland, but the Lakers had to do everything perfect, and they barely won. And then the next game, the Warriors stomped them. I'm a Lakers fan, but I mean, I'm not just. We'll see what happens in Game 3. If
You're a Lakers fan?
I'm a LeBron James fan for sure. And Matt, I'm a
might be
Lakers.
the GOAT.
I'm a Lakers fan. Number one because of Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was my man, dude.
I'm Magic Johnson.
I was a Larry Bird guy, but I always had respect for Magic Johnson.
Dude, speaking of Larry Bird, watch his highlights.
Oh, he
They're
has- oh,
freaking
dude.
ridiculous, dude.
I-
ridiculous.
I've said this. Larry Bird's highlights. I will challenge anybody out there. You could find Michael Jordan highlights. You could find LeBron James highlights. Kobe Bryant. Look at the Larry Bird highlights. There's nothing else out there like it. It is
man.
sensational.
I would say that too. Larry Bird was fucking phenomenal.
That was
Man,
back then.
too bad he got hurt
When
early
we
on in his
grew up,
career.
when we grew up with the NBA, that was the NBA. We're talking about
Yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Lakers, Celtics,
We're
yeah.
talking about Larry Bird. We're talking about Clyde Drexler.
I liked how he always looked down when he dribbled. Remember, he would never look up. He was always that guy that
Clyde?
dribbled like this. Yes,
He was like, "I'm going to the hole. I don't care. Get out my way.
Exactly.
Get out my way."
Michael Jordan. I mean, those are Stockton and Mailman, Charles Barkley, Iverson. Those were Iverson was a little later, but those were rivals. Those were teams. The Detroit Pistons. Those were jerks, but it was fun to watch them because they were jerks. You wanted to root against them. Bill Laimbeer. Those are names.
I love Bill Lambert. He was an ass, but
Dude,
Yeah.
the Pistons, they were man, they were rough. The Pistons didn't play.
yeah.
They had a great plan
The
against
bad
Michael
boys,
Jordan.
they had the bad boys, man.
It was like the good guy on the team was Joe Dumars. It seemed he was
He
like
was
the
a good
he
guy,
was like the
man.
good guy on the team, and everyone else was just rogue. man.
Yeah. Too bad Dennis Rodman left.
Oh,
He
one of
was
my
like-
favorite. Hey, one of my favorite NBA players of all time is Dennis Rodman.
So you know who made the first super team, right? Who was the first super team, Tony?
Ah, don't ask it.
Oh,
God, 'cause he
it's
gonna start arguing
probably
with fuck
well, you know,
him.
and it might have been before that. It was probably the Chicago Bulls, though. You
Yeah.
know, real quick with Ken, because Ken made that mention, oh, well, they revived his career. They did not revive his career. He was at the top of his game, by the way, when he came from the San Antonio Spurs. Had he stayed there, they probably would have won some championships with him. But if you look at Dennis Rodman, they win wherever he goes. Right?
Yeah.
They win wherever he goes. So when you have somebody like
He
that
was
on
the
the team,
rebounding machine.
Oh man, rebounding and defense, and just jacking with people, just getting people's heads.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a fun little fact since we're talking about that, right? Because we were talking about like the whole Michael Jordan, the whole LeBron thing. One thing that you will find that's very consistent with most great teams, right, and most great players is that great players and great coaches are usually part of the same team, right? Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they had Pat Riley, okay? You had Kobe Bryant and Shaq had Phil Jackson. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen had Phil Jackson. Do you guys want to know who LeBron James has had?
LeBron made coaches.
Here's who LeBron James had as coaches. Eric Spoelstra, Tyronn Lue, Luke Walton, Mike Brown. Who the hell's David Blatt? Because David Blatt was one of them. And then you had Paul Silas and Brendan Malone. Now he has a different coach this
That's
year.
my boy Brendan.
Darvin Ham.
First year coach.
So if he had a Phil Jackson, if he had a Pat Riley, and he played with them for all those years, I think the debate's over. When you look at all the different scenarios, you got to look at, well, what team was they playing on? Who are the coaches? Who are they going up against? You know who Michael Jordan's first championship was against?
Was it the Utah Jazz?
No, it was against that aging Lakers team.
Yes,
which, all respect to the Lakers, but they were aging, right? You had the older Worthy. You had the older Magic, which were out of the league a couple of years, I think, after that series happened. When you look at LeBron James' first championship, he had to go against Kevin Durant. That team had James Harden, and they had Russell Westbrook. That's who he beat in the first championship. And you know what he had on his side? He had an aging Dwayne Wade,
bunch of ball hoggers,
which is true. And he had Chris Bosh, who
I broke down Chris
came
Bosh.
there and was never the guy that they thought they were getting. So we'll save the rest of the stats for Ken.
The point you made, the biggest point you made that I never even thought about was the coaching. Because, like LeBron never had that great coach, and everyone else did. That was a superb point.
What do you think there, Charles Barkley? What do you think about the Astra boys? No, Astra boys, they're terrible.
Just terrible.
They're just terrible.
Just terrible that I forgot to subscribe and missed our last episode.
They think they're athletes.
And
they're not
our
athletes.
subscribers are up to 17.
Like something he would say.
Athletes.
Hey,
Last week was at 10.
Horrible.
I was number 10 last week, right? Now
Number
we're
10.
at 17.
we're growing.
17 views.
17.
Subscribers. That's terrible.
That's
You
terrible.
guys aren't even athletes.
Hey,
Thank you, Charles Barkley.
So I'll just say this because we were talking about it, right? And I'm serious. I will challenge anyone. If anyone thinks that they have a better argument, you could put it in the comments. You can, don't call the show. Just put it in the comments, and we'll go from there. I will challenge anyone to a debate that LeBron James is, in fact, the GOAT of the NBA.
I like LeBron over Michael Jordan for sure. I want to hear your argument for sure.
Well, we have
That's
6
terrible.
minutes, and this will be an ongoing thing as the Warriors and the Lakers are playing. So we'll wait. We'll see if there's any comments.
So real quick, I just want to ask Waltz, have you seen the old Barkley, new Barkley commercial?
Yes.
When the young Barkley asked him, how many championships I'm going to win?
I love that one, man.
Subway.
I wish he would have won
Sandwich
one.
Subway.
Yeah, he's like the Dan Marino of football.
Yeah.
Like, Dan Marino was
Yeah.
great, never won.
But
Barkley,
he was
great.
great. I think
Oh,
Charles Barkley was
man.
great.
When he played for Phoenix, when it was him and Steve Nash, that's when it was supposed to happen, man. I wanted it so bad.
Oh, they
but
lost against the Bulls, right?
They lost.
Yeah,
And you know
man.
what's funny is that every time something happens or whatever, and they ask for Charles Barkley's opinion about anything and everything, I listen. And I always agree with him because that dude is down to earth and he has no filter. He has no shame. He'll let you know what he's thinking about.
You made a good point there, right? Because I think so many commentators that you'll see on there, they're worried about, I can't
Their
say this,
job,
I can't
yeah.
say that.
Yeah, Barkley's
And
like, I don't give a
Barkley
fuck.
doesn't give a fuck. And that's what makes him great to
Because
listen to.
if he gets fired, he's
Shaq,
like, cool.
too, by the way. Shaq's
like-
getting better.
He's like, cool.
Shaq who?
I don't care. I have a bunch of
Shaq
money
who?
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm rich, bitch.
Yep.
I'm Shaq Diesel.
You know, he was going to get into politics at one time, but we don't talk about politics here at the Astra Boys, so we won't talk about that, Chuck.
So, you know, another team that didn't get a championship that I thought I wish would had was John Stockton, Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was rooting for them.
Yeah.
That was a
that last,
disappointment.
even though the Bulls, that was a tough one for me because I really liked the Bulls only because Rodman was on that team still. But man, I was pulling for the Lakers, but
For the Jazz?
for the Jazz. Thank you. I got the Lakers on my mind. So
Lakers and Jazz, they're pretty close.
yeah,
They're both in
pretty much.
it wasn't probably
they
the
both
same time zone.
They both
Scott
almost
Mahomes.
start with the same letter.
Reddick.
Yeah.
Have you looked at Reddick?
Well, I hold on, guys, for real. So I saw this new article in Reddit today. Okay, I can't believe you didn't know that. That was like common knowledge.
Well, Reddit, whatever. I just said it wrong. I
Yeah,
knew what I was talking about.
Okay, well,
I just
Damn,
It was funny,
that was
no
old
release.
news. Why are you picking on him for? You big bully?
I wasn't really picking, but
Is there-
we're probably
is
going to
there a
edit.
boo
mean,
button?
We're definitely going
obviously-
to. I was
Yeah,
going to put a
boo
boo button on there. I
People,
forgot to add that.
Obviously,
Not that
people who
one.
watch this show knows I flunked English at KU.
I didn't. Oh, in KU, did you really?
yeah,
He funked.
I funked it.
He funked it.
All right. Well, I don't know if the viewers care or not, but I do. So, what happened? Just kidding.
Maybe I flunked a lot of classes at KU.
That's
Oh,
funk.
well, you got to show up to class, Joe. Got to
That's
show up to
some
class.
Funk right there, boy. Wow. Yeah, that's some funk. So you funked out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You were better at math, I think.
You know what? I mean, I didn't get any test scores like Scott Mahomes did.
Oh, did you notice that was on one of our last clips? It was like the last thing that was said. I was like,
Yes.
I wonder if you watched that clip yet.
You know what? He didn't understand nothing.
Because I was like, I don't think Scott's gonna like that because I end the clip on us like laughing at him, basically.
No, he loves that shit. Oh, yeah, I'm Scott Mahomes.
yeah.
Yeah, he loved that part.
Then one of the other idiots said, Patrick McCombs. What the? Yeah.
Hey, like I said, we had the Chiefs on our mind, and we always have Smoketown Barbecue on our mind, which is owned by Scott McCombs. So I can see how that could happen.
So in this last 2 minutes, let's go ahead and talk about the red shirts.
Okay, so
Almost
now
forgot.
we are 2-2.
No, we're not. We're 2-4.
How many times we play?
We've played 4 times and lost.
We
Only
played-
two
hold
only
on.
2 games we won were forfeits.
Yes. So
It doesn't
we're-
matter, but that's 2.
Hold on. We've played 6 games.
Have we?
Yes. We played 6 games.
Oh,
No
yeah.
forfeits. No forfeits,
Oh,
right? We played them all. We won the first 2 games. Beat the best team in the league.
Yes, we did.
What happened the next week, guys?
Well, here's the deal. We
Well-
play on the huge ass field, and we're old. We can't play on that field no more.
So we play in field number 4. So come and see us on Sundays at 3:00 p.m. Field number 4 is City Park. You'll see how ridiculously large that field is. That's a baseball field, and you got us old fuckers
And
running
you'll see how
around and
ridiculously
shit.
old we are.
Yeah, I mean that field's actually for like 20, they're 25, 26,
And
30.
then we're
Go
playing
play on the big
against
field.
these young fucking kids that are just homer after homer. And look, this is how I play. That's what you see a lot.
Yeah. So to give you guys context, right? Average age in our team, I believe, probably about 46, 47. Average age.
So
right?
the men.
The men. The
Well,
men.
how old is Damien? Because he brings our average down.
He
think
does.
he's like
I wasn't
25.
counting him in that, so he'll bring us
I think
down,
he's
right?
like
but
25 now.
but we have 4 of us, right?
Everybody else is like 46 or 47.
And our pitcher, everyone else is
Oh yeah,
older,
Romero's
right?
like 55.
Right, so we got a pitcher.
No, he just turned 60, bro.
Okay, so we got a pitcher's at 60, right? Shit, I'm getting old too. I'm getting close to 50. I'm not there, but I'm a few years away. Okay, everyone else 46, 47.
We saw last game
Oh,
he was getting old. We
here's
saw.
the thing, though.
Yeah.
The teams we're playing against, they're 25, 30, 34 at the oldest. It seems. You know what I mean? So we got a little bit of an uphill battle.
Hey, and so last week the other team was short. Hey, the best player in the league shows up. Hey, come play with us.
I'll come play on your team. I'll play shortstop,
Okay.
the most important position.
Yeah.
Oh, and when their pitcher started sucking, I'll come in and pitch too. Goes, oh, lo and behold, he can fucking pitch too.
That's why he's the best player in the league.
And he also hit home runs against us.
So as you can tell, the red shirts don't make excuses.
Oh, time is up.
Stupid ass.
Time is up.
I disagreed with that shit. I don't know why he even bought it. I didn't pitch in for that shit. I don't care for it. And it comes with a remote.
It's got a remote.
buddy.
He's resetting
for?
it. That's going to be later on when we figure it out, folks. We'll come on and we'll do sport debates
Okay.
and we'll figure out the whole
So
timer.
now